Hi, Facebook. It's time. Welcome to my new page. Tonight is going to be one of the hardest nights that I've done a video because a lot of you kind of know about me. A lot of you know about me from high school. A lot of you know about me from the beginning of my marriage, after high school a little bit, but just certain pieces of my life. But it's something I have not shared with everybody from the beginning of when it all started to 9:01 p.m. on February 6th, 2020. So here we go. Man, it's gonna be hard. Back in high school, my dad told me that the best way to get to college, or the best way to go to college, is to get a football scholarship. So my junior year in high school, I decided to drop out of all sports and focus 100% on football. I was in the best shape of my life. I was lifting 3 to 4 times a day, going to practice. I was lifting off season, in season. Quit basketball, I quit baseball, and all I did was football. Well, first week of February 2001, I was offered a full-ride football scholarship to St. Francis University of Pennsylvania. And pretty excited. I got my scholarship. I got to go play football in college. And I'm like, good. Now my goal is to go to the NFL. I thought I was good enough. I was 6'5". I was 315. Solid muscle. You guys see the pictures that I have on my page. People thought I was a beast. I thought myself I was a beast. I thought I was pretty good. So I get to college. And as a freshman, I start. Not many freshmen get to start college football. So I started the first 5 games as a freshman. My 5th game, I slipped on a passing block, fell backwards, and the defensive end decided to pretty much drive my head into the ground. Give me a moderate concussion and sprained my neck. After that, I sat out 2 weeks for healing. And my first practice back, October 21st, 2001. I remember that date very, very clearly. It's the last day I put on a football uniform. The coach called a pull, the guard pull, hit the outside linebacker. And I pull around. I hit him. And I knocked myself out. Concussion number 2. Doctor told me that if I have another concussion like that, then I'm going to die. And I no longer get to play football. Now, when you tell somebody the only way you can go to school, the only way you can succeed in life is to play football, and it's ripped out of your life, it hurt. I didn't know how to cope with it. I'm living in the middle of Pennsylvania. No more football. I lost my memory. A lot of my childhood I do not remember. The only way I remember is looking at family videos and pictures. Um, my grades went from a 3.8 to a 0.9 in the first semester. The school, this is before the NCAA and the NFL had any clue the severity of what concussions can do. But they tried to blame it on me not skipping class, even though I had perfect attendance. I don't remember going to class, but I had perfect attendance. So my spring semester came around. Of course, I'm on academic probation. I'm in specialized classes. I have tutors trying to get my grades up. And at the end of that year, I got the letter that my football scholarship has been taken away because of my grades. They denied it being a football injury that caused it. Because if it was a football injury, I could have gotten a medical red shirt, and they would have had to pay my scholarship the whole 4 years. At this point, I had no clue what I was going to do. I tried going to different neurologists to stop the migraines. I was getting a migraine 3 to 4 times a week to where I couldn't see. And no medicine was helping. But I was also gaining weight rapidly. Not because of anything wrong, because my coping turned into eating. I didn't know how to deal with anything. I just ate. And I ate. At the end of 2001, or actually 2002 now, I'm back in Marion. I'm going to Marion Tech. It's the only school in the state that would accept me because I had a 1.2 GPA then. I hated school. I hated my life then. And then my cousin and his girlfriend, Dan and Lindsay, thought it would be a good idea to hook me up with Lindsay's cousin. And at this point, I'd never had a girlfriend. I'd never dated anybody. I've never kissed anybody, nothing. And I'm like, if someone's going to want to go out with me, they got to be ugly. I told that to Lindsay too. And she said, no, just give me a chance. That's when I went Brandy. And we started dating. Got married in 2004. And during this time, I'm working odd jobs. Don't have a college degree. Don't really have any skills except a little bit on the computer. So I'd go to work somewhere. I worked landscaping with odd jobs. And then I'd get laid off. Then go back to school for a semester. Go back to work because we need money. We're living paycheck to paycheck. We're not very financially stable at that time. 2007 comes around. I end up getting a good job at Honda in the paint department, working in a temporary position. That's when Gracie was born, April 24, 2007. And I worked there for about a year and a half. And that's when the car crisis started. And they started shutting down the plants and everything. And I really didn't know where to go then. Brandon goes, you know what? You go back to school and get your degree. Stop everything and get your degree. I ended up going back to Marion Tech. This is 2008, late of 2008, early 2009. Yes, I've been going to Marion Tech since 2002 to 2009 off and on. I had enough credit hours to have 4 degrees, but they were all in different areas of study, so I couldn't graduate on anything. So I ended up going into computer networking, In five quarters, I graduated. And that's when I got my first full-time job ever and was able to start providing for my family working at Trekka. During all this time, yeah, I feel like I'm proceeding in life. I'm doing good, but there was something missing. There was something I had no clue what was wrong with me. I was just going day by day, living life, and not going anywhere really. And at this point, I had gained another 100 pounds. And this is when I started feeling my body start breaking down. It was about 2010. And then we had Isaiah, and I had Titus and Jude, and my weight kept going up. That point, I was about 575 pounds when we had Jude. My relationship with friends was non-existent. I was hiding. At this point, I'm working for Apple. I started working at Apple in 2013. And I worked there for 6 years from home because I didn't have clothes to wear to go work somewhere. I didn't have the want to leave the house. I was comfortable sitting in a dark room talking on a phone with people because I didn't want people to see who I was. In 2016, I had a dilemma. I had no clue how unhappy my family was. I had no clue how unhappy I was. And my then wife, Brandy, looked at me and said, either you go get help or we're leaving. I was kind of shocked when I heard that because I I just didn't think anything was wrong. So I decided, well, if she wants me to go somewhere, I'll go somewhere just for her. So in 2016, I went to Chicago. It's called the Eating and Recovery Center. It is an inpatient rehab center. I get there, and man, the first week, I looked like a jackass. I don't need to be here. I don't have an eating disorder. I am perfectly fine. I'll be going back home here shortly, and yeah. The very next week, it hit me hard, and I'm like, wow, is this really the truth? I've been lying to myself for 15 years. Think about that. I didn't know who I was. I had lost my complete identity in who I was supposed to be. And there I was sitting there. And I wish I had the letter. It's boxed up somewhere in storage. I really don't need to get that letter and read it to you guys. But I wrote myself a letter. I'm good at letters. I'm very me doing this right now. This is probably the hardest thing I've ever done. I'd rather have just written a letter and have you guys read it and say, "Hey, there it goes." But I confessed to myself that I had a problem, that I had been hiding behind this eating disorder for a long time. And when I read that to my therapist, my therapist broke down crying. She said, "Mike, you are the hardest patient to crack." And I believe it. I ended up being inpatient, which is under lock and key, for 6 weeks. I had a psych evaluation and found out for 15 years that I was in a severe depression. And I'm sorry for everybody that lived around me that knew me back then. I was probably a piece of crap to all of you, if you even saw me, because I pretty much kicked everybody out of my life. I ended up getting to go home, but it was at 8 weeks. I got to go home of I didn't know if I was going to be able to go home because Brandy was not happy. The kids weren't happy. I was not a good person. Um, I I couldn't move. I couldn't get around. Uh, I was just unhealthy. When I came back, I lost about 75 pounds in the 8 weeks. Um, I felt good. I thought that I was going to come back and everything's going to be fine. And it was for a while. Um, and then I started seeing things in my marriage that makes you question stuff here and there. But I'm still working for Apple. I'm getting promoted. I started out clear down here, and I was the highest level of the at-home advisors. I was at the top ranked pay. I was supporting every product Apple had, and I was doing good. In 2018, in the middle of my coaching season of baseball, which I love doing, Apple contacted me and said, "Hey, we have a position open. Do an interview for it." I was like, "Sure, what is it?" And it was a network engineer position in Sacramento, California. I had never lived anywhere outside of Ohio permanently. Yeah, I went away to college for a year, but this was going to be a huge. Well, I interviewed for it just to see, and I got the job. Now, the next part that I'm going to say has been denied by somebody else, so I'll tread lightly. Um, I was told by my family to take the job because it's a dream job for me. So I made all the preparation for it. Hopped on a plane. At first, I moved my wife and kids to another house to help save expenses. And I hopped on a plane and went to Sacramento, California. It was my dream job. I loved it. I was going to be out there a year making money. Randy was going to finish nursing school. I was going to get a house ready. And then after a year, they were all going to fly out. 2 weeks later, I was on my way to work and I got a phone call. And It was Brandy with all the kids in the car. And I was excited. I was like, oh, I can talk to my family. And the first thing out of her mouth was, I'm divorcing you. You abandoned your family. You left us here and you left to go take another job out of state. And I'm shocked. I mean, like, wait a second. We talked about this. This was a joint decision. And she said, I never wanted to leave Ohio. I never wanted to live in California. You chose to go out there. You abandoned us. And this is where my life fell apart. I'm in California. I had nobody. I literally went insane. I couldn't sit at my job. I was crying all day long. Um, the people I worked with were doing everything they can to help me out. I just wanted to go home to be with the kids. It was January 2nd, or July 2nd, 2018, when I got that phone call. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't have the money then to buy another plane ticket to go back home. I was lost. I mean, I am seriously in this mental state of death. I could not go anywhere. I didn't have a car. I was renting a room from a lady somewhere in southern Elk Grove, which is just south of Sacramento. And I lost it. I lost my mind. Apple just allowed me to go on a medical leave to deal with things. And I was able to borrow some money to buy a plane ticket. July 14th, 2018, I came home. I came home to a restraining order where I could not go to my own house. A house that was in my name. A house that my kids were living at. Had all of my belongings. And I had never been so helpless. Brandy wouldn't talk to me. She didn't want to work things out. She was done. So she filed for divorce in September, but I'll get to that here in a second. At this point, I'm so out of it. My mind is so lost that I even resigned. I resigned from Apple, and I had a whole year of medical leave to be able to get my life back together. But I don't know. I don't know. To this day, I still do not know how or why I resigned. But all during this time, the stress, the anxiety, the depression was so great. My body could not physically handle it. In September, I started feeling weird. And I looked down at my legs and realized my legs were getting puffy. And yeah, I am a bigger guy, but I was like, this is weird. My body started bloating. And okay, so now I'm I could have been labeled physically and mentally insane. My body starts disintegrating, dying, and I get put in the hospital. I was in Riverside Hospital for 4 days. They thought it was congestive heart failure. They thought I was having heart attacks. My blood pressure was a constant 117/72. My heart rate never went over 126 beats per minute. And they looked at me and said, "We don't know what's wrong with you, so we're going to send you home." And I'm sitting there going, "What do you mean don't know what's wrong with me? My body is swelling." So I'm unemployed during this whole time because I couldn't work a job even if I tried to. I was inside. I had insomnia and narcolepsy both. I could not sleep at night. I was falling asleep randomly throughout the day, walking, talking, driving, sitting on the couch, talking on the phone, sitting on my bed, everywhere, just falling asleep. But I couldn't sleep at night. At Christmas, I got to have the kids for Christmas. This is Christmas of 2018. And all day Christmas Day, there's just something about I did not feel well. So Christmas night, I went to the ER, and again, they put me in the hospital, back down to Riverside. I was back down there for 3 more days for them to tell me, "We don't know what's wrong with you." Finally, I started to give up. I'm like, if you don't know what's wrong with me, I might as well just give up, not do anything. I don't have a job. I'm bringing home unemployment. My depression is skyrocketed, secluding myself right here every night, all day long, playing Xbox, ready to die. And that was it. That's all I was doing. I was waiting to die because no one cared. I didn't think anybody cared about me. I didn't think anybody wanted to invest in me, support me, encourage me. I just thought the earth was better off with me dead. In May of 2019, I'm still no one. I'm surprised family wanted to be around me. I was just a mess. I went back in the hospital. The cardiologist finally met with me and said, "You have extreme levels of anxiety and stress in your life right now that is going to kill you if you don't take care of it." So my then primary care physician, was a nurse practitioner. She upped my depression medications, and she helped a lot with that. But I was still in bad shape. In that October or September, I my cardiologist said, "Have you thought about surgery?" I was like, what do you mean surgery? He goes, bariatric surgery. And I thought about it. It was never approved before. Never wanted to do it because we went to surgery. But I was like, you know what? I'll try. And I started that journey. And that's where these videos started. It's me going through the journey of the bariatric surgery. I had hope a little bit during there, but I wasn't happy. I didn't have happiness. I wasn't joyful. I wasn't caring. I was just living day by day. I had still had nobody. December came around. December was the worst. This December, no, I forgot to say, yeah, July last year, that was when the divorce was finalized. All that went away, and I had moved on. So that's that was a stress that did drop off. That was very, very good for me because I was just waiting for it to end. I didn't want to deal with it anymore. So I had completely just moved on from that. This last December, I don't know what happened, but my depression was the highest it's ever been. I had completely given up. I had an insurance policy. And it said that if I die of natural causes, that money will go to my kids. And I looked at myself in the mirror one day and I was like, I'm darn close. My kids could use that money, have a better life. Then I get to spend Christmas with the kids again. And I had started a new job. Yeah, the job's fine. I like it now still. But I I honestly was not in a good place. And I was sitting in my room one night, and this is, I don't know about all your guys' faith and all. I love my God. He's he's amazing. I was sitting here one night, and I heard a voice. He said, message this person. And I was like, what the heck? There's a message this person. You need to. This was New Year's Eve. And I messaged that person. Asked if they want to go out for coffee or something. And I kind of got the response that I figured because, of course, I hated myself at that time. No one would want to see me. No one would want to talk to me. Who would want to spend time with me? This person said, well, I can't go out for coffee now. But she was celebrating New Year's with her kids. And she sent me a couple of pictures of her kids. And it made me chuckle a little bit. And I'd known her for a year. I coached her son in baseball. But we probably didn't talk much. Just maybe hi or there or hey, whatever during coaching. And I might have texted her and said, "Hey, we practice here at this time." But I was every once in a while I would have said hey. And then we started talking a bunch, and I saw this excitement that she had, and I'm sitting there going, "Why does someone still want to talk to me?" And then she asked me to work out with her, and she started investing in my health. And she was excited about it, and it got me excited. Last Friday night was the first time I've been in a gym in 15 years. And it brought back such good memories of football, weightlifting. And then I went back Monday night. By the way, this gym is Stay Fit Gym here in Marion. It's across from McDaniel's next to the Family Dollar. Great place. Go to it. Talk to Adam. But never once did she judge me for who I was, what I look like. And it brought me hope, brought me a lot of joy. But yeah, I see a purpose now because just from meeting her, I see a future with me in it. A future where I get to enjoy my kids. It's going to be a long time to go where I need to be. But I have so many people supporting me now. I These videos were just a way for me to open up because I've never been able to open up before. Because I hate talking to people face to face. But I had no idea that my videos are being viewed over 100 times each. To me, that's insane. But that also shows that people care, that I'm not alone. I even did yoga tonight. Yeah, yeah, there's my comfort zone for you. But I'm excited. I'm ready for this journey to keep going. I'm ready to do it with all of you guys. I'm excited. I'm excited to get to know your guys' stories. You guys can share. You guys can learn from me. I can learn from you. I'm ready. I'm sick and tired of this half life. I'm a mess. But thank you guys for watching. Many more to come. We're gonna have a lot of fun. have a lot of crying, a lot of laughs, but most of all, we're going to have a lot of respect and no judgment to anybody in this room. If I see any judgment, I'm going to kick your ass out. So you guys have a good night. Until next time, love you.